The petitioner happens to be a leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party of Barakpur Assembly Constituency, the convener of the Barakpur
Please don't
Assembly
name any
Constituency.
political party, sir. Please don't name.
Whatever is there.
You say a member of a political party. Graciously, I'll accept that. Other day, I told Mr. Kullan Bandyopadhyay also the same thing. Please don't name. Keep a decency in the court. Whatever you have, there will be political parties naming that unnecessarily will create.
No, because whatever is there, I cannot just struggle. Be that as it may. But as of now,
if you want to destroy the dignity and decency of the court,
no,
I bar to decide.
No,
not for me. We are judges. CJI said we are pilgrims over here. 5 years hence, we will retire from here. You will be staying over here. You will see the next generation with a much more worse attitude. Generations are changing. Culture is also changing.
I bow down. I bow down.
Yes, sir. Say.
But as of today, my lord, when I filed this writ petition, it was one of the event wherein at 2:30 at night, police personnel not dressed in uniform came to my house. I had no idea whether those persons were police personnel or not. Now today, when I am before your lordship, I have come to know one person who was an officer, Shourab Roy of Khorda police station. There were 3 other civic volunteers. One whose name is Altamas Bilal. Now another person name is Monish Kundu. Another civic. The person could not be identified. Well, those persons entered into my residence at 2:30 at night with a plea that my brother was wanted in a case. Although he had obtained bail from the learned court below, they came 2:30 at night. Two things I want to know, my lord, before your lordship. But under what authority of law? What were those grievous sections? Whether they had to come to my residence 2:30 at night? Supreme Court in various matters has held right to sleep is even a fundamental right. Now, the number 2 thing is the civic volunteers under what provision of law? And my lord knows there are various judgments of the Honorable High Court wherein the High Court has deprecated the civic volunteers and how they are being used. Under what authority of law at 2:30 in the night, one police officer coupled with 3 or 4 civic volunteers enter into my residence? I pray, my lord, stern actions against those persons and compensation, my lord, for disturbing the peace and tranquility at my house, loss of reputation in my locality, and loss of my sleep in the wee hours of night. Now, let them come up with a report.
Yes.
What happened that this petitioner is wanted in a case, Khorda PS 460 of 2024. And on 3rd of September, he is handed before the court below and
not the petitioner, his brother.
His brother, I stand corrected. Vicky Jaiswal. One Vicky Jaiswal was made accused in a case 460 Khorda PS 460 of 2024. And on 3rd of September, he handed before the court below and obtained bail. On 4th, this came to learn to the police below afterwards. On 4th September, we came from some reliable sources that he is staying in his brother's house. We went there to the PC party went there for a raid, conducted a raid, and on the civil race. And even then, we asked them to produce the Sanda slip. He did.
How was the bail granted without the consent of the public prosecutor?
My lord, my lord, we do not know, Lord.
You do not know means
surrender.
You have a surrender. Public prosecutor is hard or not? You tell me. Surrender means what?
Must be
cognizable offense. Case diary would be called.
But that was not that Sanda slip was not provided to the police pilot on 3rd.
No, but your public prosecutor is there. Regular public prosecutor
must be.
When a bail application is heard by the magistrate, then in that case, দিচ্ছেও বেল কি করে? ব্যারাকপুরটা আর একটা খর্দা থানাটা এমনি গন্ডগোলে, তারপর ব্যারাকপুর কোর্ট। The attempt to murder case surrender bail is granted. What was your public prosecutor doing over there? Right. Produce a case diary. That means no materials of attempt to murder.
Sections are there.
Sections materials are not there. See, somebody would be at fault. Either the police or the public prosecutor or the subordinate court. Attempt to murder case is a sessions tribal offense.
Yes.
Magistrate ought not to, under ordinary circumstances, grant bail. If the magistrate has granted bail, magistrate was subjectively satisfied that there were no materials or there was a consent or magnanimity on behalf of the public prosecutor. These are all the reasons. Produce the order sheet of bail.
I will be.
And produce the case diary. All order sheets regarding.
Apart from this, let them also say at 2:30 in the wee hours of night what necessitated them. And my lord, there is a very common practice nowadays coming in civil uniform, whether the police regulation, whether the code itself provides any function for that, any my lord, this thing cannot happen. They cannot, because persons who are coming, I am not knowing these persons are police or the hooligans.
One by one, but sir, this is again one police station. Number of writ petitions are being filed.
And number, kindly consider civic volunteers. Why the civic volunteers are being taken for law enforcement purposes?
Who was the person who went, sir? SI?
The sub-inspector name is Shourab Roy.
Shourab Mondal.
I just came to know Saurabh Mondal, Saurabh Roy, I'm told. And the two civic volunteers, one is Altamash Bilal, and number two is one Monish Kundu, another civic volunteer. His name cannot be.
You take care. There are 2 or 3 petitions against this particular sub-inspector, I believe, sir. Already filed, sir. There must be, see, when a particular officer, either you give a certificate that he's a good officer, that is why he is targeted. One. Or in the alternative, don't create a frustration among the citizens.
No, and
These are the two alternatives, sir.
they entered as if they're hooligans with all those shirt buttons opened and everything. This cannot be. This is not the law of land. Police is meant to look after the rule of law in the society.
All right. We'll see. Mr. Bagji Laner, Advocate 8, appearing on behalf of the petitioner, is aggrieved by the fact of the mode and manner in which the police authority is entered the residence of the petitioner, thereby disreputing his aim in the locality. Number one, comma, invading his privacy, as also the act and actions of the police authorities pursuant in the quest which they represented for searching his brother, in spite of his brother being on bail on the relevant date in connection with Calcutta PS case number 460/24.
24.
Well, it will be very grateful of your lordship if an explanation is called from the commissioner of police as to why civic volunteers are. This has been a prevalent practice all throughout the Barakpur
We
commissionerate.
have taken up the points one by one.
Well,
First, let me see the court part.
Well,
Yes,
that is separate.
No, separate part, but that's more important.
No,
See,
I understand.
wouldn't have 109.
No, I understand that. As it falls from your lordship, I understand that. That is a separate part. But invading a person's privacy, that too with civic volunteers, that is something court has to take cognizance of it.
That'll take. First, let me satisfy. Again, I'm telling you, let me clear the court part. Definitely, I'll come to the 3-4 prayers. I'll consider. But why are you seek assistance of the civic volunteers? Maybe, but main police forces are they give the total explanation of the raiding team which went over there.
Yes.
Maybe you require assistance of some persons. That's a different issue. But there must be
Since they were identical pen drive, I picked up the wrong place.
recognized police personnel.
4 persons entered, 1 police, 3 civic volunteers.
আচ্ছা কি বললাম ওটা ওদের সাবমিশন হ্যাঁ learned advocate aid for the you don't have a report.
I have a report, but I don't know.
Learned advocate aid for the state would submit a report before this court as to why no information was available to the police station that the person in respect of whom they intended to arrest was already on bail granted by a court of law. Full stop. A surrender slip has been enclosed. Full stop. The case which has been registered is under section 109 of the BNS, presumably a case for attempt to murder and a sessions tribal offense. Full stop. Acha. Police authorities will produce all the relevant order sheets, including the put up petition, if any, whether any case diary was called for, and whether after the order of bail was granted, the concerned public prosecutor informed the police station. Case diary be also produced before this court on the next date. A report, additional information be furnished in the said report in respect of the constitution of the raiding team which entered the petitioner's residence on the relevant end date. Full stop. How much time?
2 weeks.
Huh?
That's better. So, yeah.
And then kindly keeps it on 16th December.
16th Monday, next day 17th.
17th, okay. As it falls.